Hello and welcome back to Cry, Laugh, Eat, Making Friends with Your Emotions. My name is Helen.
And I'm Ruth, and welcome again to our podcast. Every week we discuss emotions in everyday life. And today we're going to look at an interesting aspect of emotions. And that's when you might experience a series of emotions over a period of time and you don't realise that perhaps you haven't dealt with them as best you could, or you haven't made time for yourself. And the outcome could be that you're feeling really flat and really empty. And we all have days like that where we just wake up and think, ugh.
I had a day like that on Friday, I think it was, which is a few days ago. And I woke up feeling blur, could feel myself getting unwell, and I had just finished moving and many other things that were going on in life.
Excuse me.
Yes?
Excuse me, audience. I just need to point out that it wasn't just a few tinny little things. Helen was moving on her own with her husband, lots to move. She had two parents, both, I guess, suffering the onsets of dementia and the responsibility that comes with that. She loves them dearly. She had positions at church that needed a lot of work and meetings attended, family, and not to mention work as well. And that was just a few things. That's not everything. And it was pretty heavy.
And I thought I was doing just fine until I guess it all catches up on you when it kind of subsides a little. Well, actually, no, nothing was subsiding, was it?
It's like when you rest, like when you have a holiday. You've worked hard for ages and then you go and have your holiday and it's like everything catches up with you.
Crash and burn.
And you crash and burn. And that's pretty much what's been happening to you, isn't it, Ellen?
Yes. So I woke up this day and I thought, I feel so flat. I need to go down to the beach.
Like a surfboard?
Yeah, flat like a surfboard, yeah. I thought I need to go down to the beach. We live a very short drive to the beach, not even 5 minutes. We're very blessed that way. And I was feeling so tired that I thought I might just sit and look at it. And I felt quite strongly to get out of the car. And I did. I walked onto the beach and I always feel really refreshed when I go to the beach. And it was quite a chilly morning for Queensland. So I'm sitting there in my trackies and my hoodie and thinking it's quite chilly. And then down across the beach, these lovely 4 or 5 elderly men, late 70s, I would say, in their shorts, no shirt, and walk straight into the water. And there's not been a time when I've gone in the early morning that I haven't seen these men there going for a swim. This group of men, they go as friends. And they just swim in the waves. And this day I was particularly inspired by them. One, because it was chilly. And it doesn't matter what time of year, they always just swim. But I was thinking, here I am feeling really flat. And I'm quite a bit younger than them. My children would not think so, but I'm only in my 50s for a little bit longer. And I was just loving their energy. Now, and I was thinking about them, thinking, they have real life stuff. They've probably got aches and pains and who knows what's happening in their life, but they always come here. And it made me feel alive just watching them. I just sat there smiling after that really flat feeling that I had. I was just grinning. And then I looked up the other way up the beach and there were some people filming themselves doing some kind of exercise, and that made me giggle because they looked like they were having fun. And it really rejuvenated me, especially being out in the open.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Just that scene had a huge impact on you. I mean, it didn't change what had occurred in your life and your situation or any of the experiences you had, but somehow that scene rejuvenated you. So let's talk a little bit about that, Helen, because it's natural for all of us to have days when we feel a little bit down. So you're not crazy if you wake up and you don't want to go to work. And I'm not saying don't go to work and head off to the beach instead. But I think what I love about that experience, Helen, is first of all, you I guess you were humble enough first to admit to yourself how you were feeling. Sometimes we just push that aside and we keep going, and that can lead to total deflation, like flat tire stuff. But with all those emotions that you'd been experiencing in the last month, they sat heavily on you. You weren't overwhelmed, but they did sit heavily on your shoulders, and that can just weigh you down. And we all get like that. We all have experiences like that. And so what I loved is that, first of all, you acknowledged, yep, I don't feel my best today. That is wonderful, because I guess it's showing a respect for yourself.
Yeah, it just made me think of those 4 questions we often have in our episode. What am I feeling? Why am I feeling it? What do I need, and what choice do I have now? And I thought, what am I feeling? Flat. What do I need? I need to get out in the open.
So actually, can I just pick up on that for a minute? It's the open bit.
Yeah.
I think that made a huge difference. Sometimes you can sit and relax, or try to relax at home, but in a closed space, sometimes there isn't the same impact. There could be if, like me, one of the ways that I feel rejuvenated is to sit and play my piano, to play classical music, maybe a Mozart study, or just anything that's light and requires, I guess, a lot of mental and emotional input. And I love that. It just really relaxes me. So that's my space. But what I love about you, Helen, is that you have a space that works for you. And I think you've spoken about that several times, about the beach. It's wide spaces, it's nature. And what can you share with others regarding space?
I think it's finding your space. It might be that you step outside. Not everybody has a yard, but find an open space. At minimum, you can look up at the sky.
Maybe it's going for a walk.
It might be going for a walk.
Or a run.
Yes, some people love to run. It's usually just changing your environment for a little bit. You may not be able to do it because of your circumstances, but perhaps you could listen to some music in some headphones, close your eyes and go to a different environment and help yourself to feel different, like you do with playing the piano.
Or sit on the deck with a nice cuppa, or a cold drink if you happen to be in the middle of summer. Or there's so many things, but I love that. It's important, isn't it, Helen, to identify several things that create that space for you, because you need that space to release tension, don't you?
I would really encourage everyone listening to think about what your space is, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. It only has to matter to you, where you can feel your body relax, your mind open up, and just feel a little free a little bit.
I just laugh. Sorry. George used to love singing like Pavarotti in the shower.
Oh, I do like that too.
Or dancing. He loved to just turn on a bit of music and wiggle around the house. And, you know, everyone has their own space. So I love that, Helen. Your space is outdoors. You need that big open space, don't you, to feel, I guess, liberated and free.
Yes. I have used music in the shower, singing in the car, whatever you know that you can do in that moment, because there'll be people that can't get out, maybe for physical reasons, whatever it is, but please find your something that fills you up and sets you free for a little while, brings back that playful you.
Love that. So, Helen, what do you think would be a good challenge for each of us, perhaps, in this next week or two?
To think about what it is we love, what that space would be for us, that would make us feel relaxed or peace or just relief from some of the worries we might have. And I think, again, to say that it doesn't matter what it is, it's just where you can just be, whatever it is in that moment, to just be whatever you're feeling and let yourself be that. Wasn't that profound? That was worth going to listen to. So creating the space that we've talked about today, that's part of making friends with your emotions. And we're cheering you on as you give that a try or keep on doing what you're already doing.
We hope that you will really take to heart the message that we were sharing with you, that it's important to take care of yourself and to identify a space for you and then utilize it so that you don't end up feeling completely overwhelmed in your daily life. And that's it from me.
We're cheering you on. Thanks for joining us, and we will talk with you next week.
Have a great week. Bye.
Take care. Bye. And we're cheering you on as you give that a try. And thanks for listening.
Bye.
Sorry, I was going to take the thanks for listening. You say something.
While this episode might be short and sweet,
or short than sweet.
and when you are feeling flat, then find that space and dance.
Dance. Dance like no one's watching you.